Listen up here. The restaurant industry is grueling and unpredictable, just like this show, from the front of the house to the back of the house and all in between. We will turn up the heat, you turn up the volume. I'm Chef Antonio Caruana. Welcome to the Tell All Podcast, the Burnt Hands Perspective.
This podcast contains explicit and potentially offensive material. You've been warned. Now buckle up, bitches. Let's go.
Listen up here. The restaurant industry is grueling and unpredictable, just like this show, from the front of the house to the back of the house and all in between. We will turn up the heat, you turn up the volume. I'm Chef Antonio Caruana. Welcome to the Tell All Podcast, the Burnt Hands Perspective. How you doing, folks? This is the podcast On the Road with Chef Rocco, Cleveland's finest, if that's what you want to call it, right?
I don't know if it's a finest, but I definitely love and I jive with the food and the industry and the culture and you.
Right on, absolutely, man. So Chef Rocco here has been all over the fucking map, all over the Midwest. You're a legend in my eyes. I've been following you and watching you since I've been coming around, 15 years now. So seeing your growth has inspired me to get my own growth. And the tequila you drink is all right in line with what the hell I drink. So we're gonna do a couple drinks here, at least one to start. But I'm gonna let you choose this one, bro. Which one you going?
El Rey. It's a Blanco that kind of just got introduced to me a little bit ago. You know, you can go Don Julio, you can go Casa Adores, you can go Tres Agaves, you can go Cabo Wabo, the old Sammy Hagar. I just like a nice, clean starter. Again, I picked out 5 off the shelf. I love what I do. Tears of Llorona. Cheers to you.
Boom.
Neat,
cheers
lime, to you. Smooth, a good finish.
Yeah.
It's a good starter tequila. And you inspire me as I inspire thee. Whether you're in Virginia, Charlotte, South Carolina, North Carolina, Charleston, Denver, on the West Coast. Yeah, there's all good sorts of people telling great stories about the beverage and the food industry and hospitality. I'm here to break it down with you. I don't do a lot of these. I'm ready to do it with you.
That's one thing I want to say, man. I know you're a busy guy. You get people knocking on your door all the time. I'm honored you're doing mine.
Pleasure.
Bro, absolutely.
I'm honored.
You're a huge contributor to not only the industry of food, but in our world, the motorcycle world. You're a huge contributor and supporter of that whole thing. So you're multifaceted, right? You have a lot going on, and what you've done here is not really particular of our style, of who we look like, right? We don't represent the actual mold of what everyone expects of us here. But I think that's what drives us to continue to do it, I think. So the typical climate difference between Cleveland, where you are, and where I am on the East Coast, far east, hard east on the ocean. What is your take on the restaurant industry as we are now? The newer, younger chefs coming up with a little bit of time behind us. What's your take on the restaurant world now?
I think it's as difficult as it's ever been to be an economical chef, to be an approachable chef, but also these young guys and girls that are coming up, they got to really understand that you got to put a lot of time and effort into it. The recipes that are taught and the techniques that are gained. Gainful employment, gainful skills, transferable skills. How to cut, how to chop, how to braise, how to stew. We need a lot more of that. We need more of that from culinary schools and culinary programs, and guys like you and me that are taking upon us 16, 17, 18-year-olds. We've talked about this. The younger echelon, they come in, they're not as badly rooted in certain things, and you can break them into the way that you like it be done. Wash your vegetables this way and braise your meat this way. And
they haven't learned how to be lazy quite yet.
No, and it's not laziness necessarily. Is we don't necessarily know where the root cause of it is. It's where they're coming from.
I think it's cutting corners, bro. I think when people get so much skill behind them, even a little, a lot of them focus it the wrong way, and they use the skill on how to make it easier for them. Translates to laziness to me. So it may not be lazy out the gate. I love your fucking walls here, brother, by the way.
Japanese burnt wood.
It's awesome, man. Unbelievable touch. And not even to cut that conversation off, but anyone who heard that noise in the background, we are live. My production right here is low budget because I'm on the road. This is my road set.
Highbrow. Low budget, highbrow.
That's it, man. And we're here because we're talking as chefs. And if anyone heard that noise in the background as Chef Rocco was doing it, right, I was going to say, if anybody can comment below on what that sound was, you're on the right fucking page, right? If you know what that noise was, we're in a live, active restaurant. So
it's lunchtime
again,
in Cleveland, Ohio.
It's lunchtime in Cleveland, downtown.
Downtown. We're across from Sherwin-Williams corporate headquarters. It's about to bust open, red carpet and blue cut ribbon cut. Cleveland, Ohio. I've been a chef in this town for 25 years. I reached out about 12 years ago and opened a place in Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out.
On the rooftop.
The New South with 21 floors up on a Hyatt, man. The Hyatt usually does things a specific way. The developer said, this is our guy. We kind of crossed the Hyatt out. And 12 years ago, I opened the first and most, to date, successful first rooftop restaurant ever to open in Charlotte. There's 5 now. Kimpton.
You set the fucking
Grand
standard.
Bohemian.
In the Kimpton, Grand Bohemian, these are all competitive, money-backed people, and you're still on top.
I don't know if I'm on top. I'm competing at
I
a high
guess let's
level
just say for the show
against
we're
the
on top.
corporate dollar. Yeah, you know, I mean, on top is, I challenge my team, I challenge my chefs, I challenge my friends, but my rents are high, my returns are high, my rewards are high. But the first time to do it 12 years ago in Charlotte, North Carolina, there wasn't anybody doing it. There was a McCormick and Schmick's, there was a Fleming Steakhouse, there was a Rocco Whalen Rooftop.
And that's right. And let me tell you this, bro. When it comes to climbing the peak, right, and people say you're on top. As a chef, we're never on top. We don't own that, right? The only thing there is a peak. Nobody owns the peak. There's plenty of room up there for everyone to climb to get up on the peak. And then once you have 5 or 6 good chefs in Charlotte or restaurants in Charlotte, you don't have to be on top of all of them, but you're on top with them. And that's the thing I try to do and keep my team focused on is we all have to get to the peak, man. But we don't own the peak.
Nope.
We all have the right to get there and hang out up there, and we all get to fucking maneuver there.
Tickets to go to the summit too. And listen,
right.
man, and you hang out up there, we challenge each other just in having these conversations together in a one-off experience or a two-off experience. We're talking about the industry things that are important. Gainful employment is important, especially in this day and age. We're upon an election. We don't know where the next 6 years of this world goes in the next 2 weeks. And this is important talk because your employees are my employees. They come from all walks of life with skills or without skills. I really enjoy and I really, really get my rocks off on getting a 17, 18, 19-year-old in here young and then watching them grow with me and my company because there's successes and there's, you elevate them and you set goals and say, hey, I opened my first store at 23 years old, man. What's the difference?
So you start them off with garmager, things like that. You're letting them learn the knife skills, the cutting, everything that we've done. And then you're going to go from station to station, typically like most chefs do. And then you're going to one day hopefully bring them up. And once they start getting anxious and they start asking about that saute line, you know what I mean? And they're kind of wanting to be on that grill, but they, you know what I mean?
Full stop, like you throw 10 clipboards at him and say, be a chef, here's your salary, you're never leaving.
Right.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, listen, like the maturation process for that, you actually hit it on the head. Christian Riviera, 17-year-old. He reached out on social media and said, man, I'm burning out at Burger King, but nobody wants to hire me because I have no experience. I have only skills that Burger King offers, which are, similar to basic experience. I need a chance.
Pay attention, kids. This is how you do it.
I was on camera. I was on a Facebook post. Somebody reached out to me. He's now working for me. And you know what he's done for the last few weeks? All the vegetables. Soups, stocks, sauces, any recipe, my high guys.
Is he putting them together, mise en place, or is he actually preparing?
He's preparing now. He is. He started at the basics, so just all the vegetables for every recipe, and then that first recipe, then that 5th recipe, then that 16th recipe. He's a good young man, and he knows our way. And our way is, treat the vegetables and respect the food. The vegetables start everything. Go to the stocks, go to the bases, go to the tomato paste with the lobster makes the bisque.
Sure.
Go to
same with the braises. Start with your paste. So you're talking about a whether it be wherever you are, whether it be a mirepoix, the Holy Trinity, a sofrito. Those are the vegetables that start the base of pretty much everything you're talking about, one way or the other. Depends on what language you speak, right?
That is correct.
So we have that trinity of vegetables that does start. We're talking about the most basic of starting, right? Not even getting into the more exotic flavors, the more exotic push. You capitalize. See, I'm an Italian. My genre is Italian, multi-regional, Italy, really traditional mix of modernization. That is what I go for. You have a really, man, your palate is crazy, man. You go from Asian to Italian to European, a little French influence. Your menu is all over, and it's fucking amazing, dude. And that allows you to grow and allows you to go to different facets where your mind can just go. It drives me because I can only go so far out of the Italian traditions because of what my people expect when they come.
Followers, yeah.
So I can only go so far out of there. But man, when I go drive that bus down that road at my house, or I'm starting to experiment with other things, it just drives me to go crazy, man. I love it. So keep on doing what you're doing as far as that.
I appreciate it, and I learn from you, and I grow with, listen, if the Italian theme is part of the repertoire, and you have a beautiful Italian restaurant on the Virginia Beach, and I've heard stories from many people, that's a beautiful thing. There are so many techniques that are just beautiful about the Italian cuisine, or the Mediterranean cuisine, or that region. You don't have the best olive oil, you are the olive oil. You don't have the best cheese, you are the best cheese. Pecorino Romano, Reggiano Romano, there's so many different flavor profiles that come from that country.
Sure.
I love the guys like you that don't facilitate anything more than the base of a true, proud region.
Sure. And then the Italian, if we were to go based on, right, if we were to go based on the traditional Italian method of each region, you would be really limited to a few certain dishes, which are fucking amazing, right? You got the bologneses, you have the milaneses, you have all these things that these regions are typically known for. You know, you got the pasta del plin from Piemonte. You can go all really deep in the old traditions, but still, at the end of the day, if you were to only go with that, you're stuck with the traditions still. And you have to learn, like you do, you come out of the, you come off underneath the blanket, man. You know what I mean? You explore the room and take these traditional areas and you kind of put your twist on them, and you use the influence to make your modern twist. I knew that just from the 3 appetizers that I ate with you yesterday, the day before yesterday. Fucking amazing. And don't think for a minute I won't take an Australian Wagyu in my restaurant and put my Italian twist on it. It's what we do, right?
Love it.
So it's a lot of fun, man. Wow, what happened? They magically poured themselves?
These are good.
I didn't even see it.
1 or 2 in the afternoon. It's a beautiful day.
I'm a half sip this
I'm
one.
really proud to sit here and talk to you about that stuff, though, because it's not easily done. All chefs love food and love regionality of it, experiences. I just appreciate the camaraderie that we have. You know, whether all walks of life, you know, food is a genuine, profound thing that keeps bringing people together, brother. Whether you're with a celebration, whether you're doing an anniversary this weekend, whether you're having fun with your family, whether you're taking your staff out to enjoy a community night with your team. You know what that burn, man, that's that coal on our fire, bro. That's that generator, that's that furnace, man. I know you. I know how hot you run. I love that you keep throwing coal on the fire and you keep elevating people around you, young folks, people that have been, you know, haven't been on the right path, been sideways, you take them on.
Sure.
It's a beautiful thing.
You have to. And the best thing is talking to someone like you, bro, is we as chefs, when we're younger, stage, travel the world. I go to Italy twice a year when I was younger, especially coming up and studying different regions, techniques, learning. But if you don't learn people as you get older, your techniques kind of fizzle because you're only you're repetitiously sharpening your knife. You're repetitiously Julian cutting something. You're repetitiously doing things without the meaning behind it. So the more you talk to a chef or the more you talk to someone successful, you now have a life force behind the motion, right? The motion has to have life force. And I'm talking to the camera. I really encourage any young chef, old chef, even if you've been in the industry for 30 years, right? To get off your ass and go to Charlotte, come to Cleveland, take the weekend off and go somewhere. Don't forget that this is not just a job, it's a fucking lifestyle that you chose and you turned it into a job by ignoring the lifestyle. Keep the lifestyle fucking happy inside you. Where did you start off? Where did you get this? You're beyond local fame because your chef fame comes in multiple regions, man. People know you. Where did you start? How did you get on the TV? Tell us a little bit about that, man, because it's not only behind the pan.
Yeah. I mean, I think like every opportunity you ever get, if there's somebody that calls out in your first career year in a restaurant, TV guy shows up, the other guy didn't show up. It was always a yes kind of chef kind of thing with me, and I always just showed up. And if I needed to be at 4 a.m. on the TV station with the camera, doing something fun, making memorable moments on camera for you not to forget who I was, I grabbed that time and every time by the throat. And I gave myself just this discipline and pedigree for making things great and attainable. When you and I started, the grocery store aisles weren't as big and weren't as ethnic. We've watched them grow in the last 20, 25 years, and you and I have been firsthand helping them grow. It's easy for us in our regional restaurants, whether it's in Italian with tellicherry pepper or another peppercorn, making a cacio e pepe with 3 or 4 different kinds of peppercorns, you're still appreciating that movement in the classic, but we didn't have those options 25 years ago. We had a peppercorn, you know?
Exactly,
Now,
hence the fettuccine Alfredo. Fucking 100 years ago, they didn't have the cacio e pepe opportunity. They didn't have the grated, the pecorino romano and the parmigiano reggiano here. So, next best thing, how are we gonna cream out something to get the same extraction? That's why they come up with fettuccine Alfredo. That's where it happens. So now that shit's accessible.
And that
Perfect
was the
point.
start for me. And it was just like, you know, for me, an ongoing love affair with TV and food and, you know, making people happy. Hospitality is driven through your food, your beverage program, your service levels. whether your doors have fingerprints on them, whether your bathroom shitter's out of toilet paper, you know there's 600 intangibles. As the owner of the restaurant, as a young owner of the restaurant, the operator that I became, I started at a young age and I cared and I was responsible for what was in front of me, whether it was my money or the guy I worked for or the girl I worked for or the chef I worked for's money. If you respect that money, it will ultimately lead you to respect your money. When you want to afford that Cadillac Eldorado that's loaded and tricked out and lowered and slammed, you better have enough money in the book to write that check, because everybody else needs to get paid first. That was how I brought up my early career. And I just cooked, man. And I felt that at the time, Emerald was pork fat ruling it. Paula Deen wasn't getting in trouble yet. Martha Stewart didn't have a clamp on her ankle. You know, it was a time in the market of being a chef-driven or a chef concept or a chef. I'm a celebrity in the sense of I can raise some money for charities. That's the biggest part of the celebrity that I love. Without that being stated, I truly enjoy the hospitality side of it. In my career as a young age, just pedigreed towards that. And I went on the West Coast. No money in my pocket, stopped in Phoenix, $600, full tank of gas, and a $100,000 Mustang with 100,000 mile Mustang with, you know, nothing left. And you start in Phoenix, and I went to Vegas and LA, and next thing you know, you're around all these events and different things and these just truly experiences. Every experience you have is yours. I tell all my guys that come in now, young guys, I got young guys and girls that say, write down everything you can, be a sponge. Use the dollars that I spend to develop your repertoire. What's in your wheelhouse? You got a hot date tonight? What are the 4 courses you're making for that hot date? Take the time and the money that I'm spending on my dream to make it your own dream. Sure. Write it down. Right. Record it on your device. So there's a big conversation to have. I've started this in a career, my pedigree is a long time ago when we didn't have phones and devices at our side. My mother always respected food. I always respected food. I always really loved the times on Sundays with family meal and family dinners and, you know.
Shit, yeah. That's what makes us who we are and what we are. And a lot of that comes from that.
Some of your brothers were at that table with me at 13, 10, 12, 14 years old. And that's an important thing to me. And that's why there's such a relationship. And I do lean off into the club life as food trucks and being on the road. And
sure.
All of that stuff.
You've catered a couple of our events, big events that we've had that made the event what the next level, bro.
I love it.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm thinking, I'm getting excited talking because I'm hoping that we're picking up all this sound because, you know, I hear the people in your dining room clinking and clattering and I hear the people laughing and I'm sitting here talking to you and I get the same feeling in my places and you have to feel it yourself. We're talking over this because we're in such a natural setting, right? But what the deal is there's people in this restaurant that are laughing and joking, all because of what you're passionate, you're talking about, that drive. They're here for it.
Appreciate it.
They're celebrating it.
It's Friday.
That is the fucking answer, man.
And we're rolling, man. And I love one come all, man. We don't segregate at the door, man. We love good food.
No, you
we
can't.
Love good times.
Segregating
we love good people.
anybody about this business is sheer failure, especially this day and age.
He's not wrong.
Because everything that comes through the fucking door, whether it doesn't matter what nationality, creed, race, color, they all bring something to the culinary palate, okay? Every diversity brings their own twist on culinary 100%. Experience. And if you're willing to shut that out, you're willing to shut out the world, man. And food is one of the biggest senses there is.
Pull everybody to the table.
Exactly.
Pulls everybody to the table, man.
Sight, smell, taste. It's all there. The emotions cover, you know what I'm saying? And we're the purveyors of that shit.
We are. Every night.
Every night.
The experiences. We're guardians of it too in a lot of ways. People come to us to have that good time. Like you said that the other day, I really stuck to me. It's like people come to get rid of their problems for a couple hours.
That's right.
We have
our
a job to do.
That's right. It's no different than a damn.
And you're proud to do it. And that's why it's like, these are so phenomenal in the sense of like, I hope, and the word gets out, like the right way to do it is a beautiful way. People come out to hang out with us. They don't know how to have a good time without us.
That's right.
My brother.
That's right, man. And that's why I study up. That's why I got my my level 1 in the Court of Masters Psalm. It's because I want to be able to purvey properly. I don't want to talk shit about it. I want to actually have the backing to let you know that I took my time to provide for you. I may not be able to get to the master levels because I have people that do that, and those people are very passionate in that facet of the restaurant. Yeah. I am completely fucking passionate about the wines and everything, but my focus is on the kitchen. So we all have our spots, man, but I will start at every level, at least the entry levels of what it is I provide. because it's important to me that I capitalize on the person's experience walking through that door.
100%.
And you do it gracefully. Well, I'm going to walk around with the camera here in a little bit, just my little phone probably, and just get a little view of this place so we can post it up with this little turnaround. And let me ask you this, man. What do you think of, you get online and you see all the social media chefs. Nothing against them, but what do you think it does to our industry in the brick and mortar?
Well, you have to have a constant toe on both sides of the pool. There's a shallow end and a deep end. You don't want to be a shallow swimmer, you want to go deep diving. You got to have technique in play. You have to have good people in place. You have to have the right, trustworthy, honorable, loyal people that are willing to adhere. Recipes don't change. People
in the brick and mortar.
In a brick and mortar. Trucks and appendage of a brick and mortar. Brick and mortars aren't easy, but you got to have a sound foundation, which is your prep starting crew of the day. You know, what's coming in your doors, what's being manipulated by our hands, what's going out to our customer, what's bringing Johnny and Susie back.
Do you have a prep crew in the morning that
100%.
does specific prep? How many people you got doing that?
5.
And you find that value, you find that worthy, valuable.
The grind's real. Every day it's valuable, but they could be invaluable the next day and not decide to work at that level anymore. It's not easy. It's rewarding in the sense. There's experience tied to that reward. There's also, listen, I don't play around with wage.
Your dinner.
I'm looking for top tier guys, and I'm paying top tier guys.
Top tier dollars. You have to pay top tier if you
100%.
accept top tier.
That's the conversation. It's like this conversation that comes out bad is like McDonald's is now paying this. That's what we start our people at. They're finally getting to the $15 threshold. Listen, I don't have a guy in the kitchen that's under 15 in Ohio. McDonald's is just now starting to do that. If you don't have a $20 to $25 expense for each employee that at a high level can cook seafood at a high level coming from all points of the country, east and west, can cook a marbled steak that's Japanese Wagyu, $120. It's a $40 mistake, our cost. $50 mistake at our cost. If it does go our way, it doesn't go our way. Like when a Wagyu comes in and they say mid-well, we really hit the table hard before we put that on the grill.
Yeah.
We're like, do you really want this mid-well? It's going to be cooked.
I honestly don't allow anything over medium on that level of capacity. It's written in my menu. It's written in my menu because I don't want to be responsible for you. No, because I have other options we swam to. So I have a prime fillet or a dry age. For instance, I have a very nice bone-in dry aged ribeye prime. I won't go over medium with it because you're extracting whatever fluid is left from that dry age process. So the dry age already did the work. If you don't understand what you're eating, you shouldn't be eating it, and I'm not going to destroy that piece of meat so you can tell me it was wrong. You see what I'm saying? If you're already going to get a medium, dry-aged bone-in ribeye, you already don't understand the process or purpose of why you're eating that particular ribeye. However, if you want something medium well, we have a beautiful prime filet mignon. We can put that up to medium well for you, and it will be perfect. But chef will not destroy this. End of story.
Let's start a whole thing. Let's hashtag no midwell. Hashtag the staff's laughing at us. The midwell is it's a concern of ours anymore, everybody. We got great farms, we got great farmers, we got great cattle from all walks of life. From here to Virginia, your place to mine, I can name 5 farms that I would gladly butcher, shape, and send, out to you for great meat. Be honest and realistic with everything you're doing. Have it medium, have it mid-rare, have it Chef Tony's way.
Where are you at with it? When it hits your palate, where you at?
Medium.
My man, give me this.
Let
me tell you
you and I are in Italy, and I'm looking around, and you and I are splitting a 64-ounce T-bone that's been aged nice, and I'm just doing a little olive oil. You and I are spanking it and sending it. It's rare, you and me, and it's a lifestyle.
So I'm in Italy a lot. The bistecca fiorentina is a very popular dish. Hot rock, flash fucking smacked, pretty much cool inside. Not my style. I like, personally, when that meat gets to about 129, 130 degrees, I want the fats to move, right? I need a little bit of movement in that fat.
They start to shake a little bit.
They start to shake, they start to come out right before they're starting to get active. The chemistry is working, right? I want that. I like it right about mid-rare, and I hate the term. Well, I don't hate the term, I love it, but there's a lot of chefs out there who hate it because I don't think they know how to cook it. But that mid-rare plus, that mid-rare plus, that right when that movement starts happening is when you're going to get the best proteins out of that meat.
You heard it here, kids. 129 south for this man. I agree.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. That starts to shake before it melts. It's beautiful. There are certain cuts I think you can go further with along and up that ladder.
Sure.
Mid-wells and you get into braises, but I don't disagree with you. I'm mid-rare, medium.
Now, if we're going to talk about a braise or anything like that, that's obviously not even a temperature control. That's a time control, and our moisture is going to to be different there.
How do you feel about that, though? Let me throw this at you. You got all these guys, they're out, they're watching, like you said, social media platforms. They buy a Traeger. They have no fucking idea how to use it. How do you feel about that? Because there's a lot of guys out there that are over-smoking, under-smoking, tasting bark. I have folks that come in and, hey, chef, try my barbecue. And it's like, oh my God, I just tasted
How do I feel about it? I feel they're totally fucking uneducated in what they're doing. So if you're tasting, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not much of a smoker, but I am a fucking chemist when it comes to cooking and understand temperatures and what things happen at. The reason why you're tasting too much smoke is because your temperature on the flame is too low, or your wood is too wet. You're getting a steamed ass type of fucking atmosphere in your smoker, and you're not focusing on the heat content, you're focusing on the smoke. And nobody wants to eat smoke. I want to taste something that has a
tobacco
hint of smoke.
Sure.
But I don't want to have something that was your wood was not hot enough and it was too damp, and your smoke. You need some heat in there first. Bring it down. And so there's a lot of technical things and I'm not a smoker per se, but I am a chef, so I understand what heat does to certain things, whether it be meat or wood.
Yep.
Heat is heat. Moisture is moisture.
Yep.
Simmer is simmer.
Yep.
Steam is steam. Right. Yep. So what is that? How is that smoke coming out, and why is it attacking your meat so fast? That's the question. What is the soot factor going on that's attacking your meat before the heat does? Once the smoke's in there, bro, you can't come back. You can't unspoil milk, right?
No, you can't.
You can't unspoke a
like
brisket,
salt.
and you can't unsuck a dick. So there's that. Hey, cheers.
Cheers to you, bro.
All right.
All good.
That usually shuts them up halfway through. Gets them back on their toes.
Okay.
However, man, listen, it is very important that people understand what it is they're doing before they go do it.
Correct.
You know, I can teach somebody how to saute something or sear something or room temp something up to a nice butter basted sear or something like that. But the only way they're going to learn why you're doing it is if they study the chemistry of why. Routine is going to fail once something's different. What happens if that steak you're bringing up is not up to room temp, right? What if it's cold?
Right.
What if the center of it is cool?
Right.
Right? So it's things like that, man. What do you think?
Love it.
Love it.
Traeger, man. I'm all about it. Just getting your take on things, too. I love the fact that we can sit here and throw any subject out and just boom. Bye, Connie. Have a good day. Constance. See you, hon. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye, Kate. See you, hon. Wine reps. Leaving. Real time, guys.
Oh, yeah, we should have had a damn
That's the beauty about Tone. Real time. Lunch, this is when we can do it. He's here in town for a beautiful celebration. I'm here at his awakening. I don't do many of these. To tap into our minds, sit down collectively and talk about it. 50 years of restaurant experience between the two of us. Anything goes. End of the day, they say goodbye. You get an acknowledgement, they're coming back.
Of course, you stop everything for them because they've stopped everything to walk through the door. They're doing their job, we're doing our job, everyone's doing their job. And the best part about what I don't see in a lot of these podcasts, in a lot of these interview podcasts, no one's talking real. No one's coming out the mouth with what we talk about in the kitchen because they're all being reserved because of that one sponsor they may not gain. I'm not here for that shit, man. I'm here to talk about what's real for the people listening to it.
I used to play that game a little bit early on in my career, but I've been doing it for so long that sponsorships aren't what you're really here for. We're here to like the dinner tables, however many employees. I got 140 employees. I work on making sure that they have food on their table every night, insurance coverage that they need. Listen, it's a different day and age. Our rates are changing. Life is changing. The economy has changed. The inflation has changed. You and I go to bed every day for 50 different reasons on every given day, and there's 50 new reasons on top of that. To do what we do at a successful level in any city in the United States, yes, I know it's the sovereign nation, and this is our land, and it's the freest country in the world, and we do have many benefits to it. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean everybody can do it.
When it comes to inflation, bro, I used to get stressed out about it. But the more I go that, the more I realize everything's inflated. So why am I stressing? The prices of my menu go up with the inflation, and I'm just keep on rolling. We buy it, you buy it. We have to purchase it, they have to purchase it. The same 30% type margin of restaurant fucking operations is the same. So if that has to go up with the market, that's not our fault. We're just going to continue doing it. I'm not stressing about it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And the day the world or the country stops going out eating because of inflation, that yet has not happened. We just keep raising the prices to match that inflation, but we're not raising for more profit. We're raising to keep up to that percentage of operation.
Stabilized.
Yeah, we have
stabilized.
the standard operating procedure, right? Whether it was 20 years ago, it was lower based on then, but it's still off the same percentages. We're still working off market percentages of where we know we need to be. So when it says, oh, no one's really coming at me saying why your price is so high. Everybody gets it, man. Everybody gets it. We're all watching the same news. We're all victims of the same bank.
Yep.
And the bills keep coming in the same way.
Sure do. Better get paid. Twice on Sundays.
No doubt. And the best part about it is, bro, on Sunday you go to brunch and still spend your money just as fucking quick. It doesn't.
How do you feel about brunch?
How do I feel about brunch?
Yeah.
I've never been to a brunch that I liked, and I've never fucking thought about having a brunch because I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
We did it. We don't do it anymore.
No.
It's tough, man. It's a tough turnaround. If you have really successful weekend nights, and that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, brunch is one of those things. It's a segment. A lot of people enjoy it, but man, it's hard to get up and motivate a staff that's getting a tip on a $14 steak and eggs, and you and me are doing it to the best of our ability with chimney, 5-ounce portion, couple different eggs. It's got to be 15, 16, 17, 18 bucks, you know? It's a lot, man.
And but that's not even a lot, really.
Right.
But my point is, during the time of day, the time of eating, I just don't understand it. I don't understand who's going to lunch, brunch, breakfast, lunch. I don't get it. I eat breakfast and I eat fucking lunch. I look forward to both.
Yep.
But I'm not going to sacrifice one and the other to meet them both in the middle. I already have my routine, so I just don't understand brunch. I mean,
Virginia Beach, truffle scrambled eggs. What are you charging?
truffled, you talking about white Alba truffle?
Yeah, man.
Or truffle oil?
At your restaurant, what are we charging?
Truffle. Like
Truffle?
Wade Alba truffle.
Any way you want to do it, with truffle, Alba.
Fresh. Okay,
Yeah.
fresh truffle Alba. For the gram amounts, $50.
Hey, I'm about 70,
50
75. And that's, truthfully, we're not wrong. That's where you need to be. You know,
Yeah, you want the truffle, then don't eat it.
luxury
Right.
spending is where it is.
70, you're putting more, that's all. Now, if I up my fucking grams on that,
Yeah.
of course I'm going 70. So I'm talking about the minimum, shaved on top, 4 or 5 shaves.
So shake a little Metropolitan downtown Sherwin-Williams tax on that for myself. But
Yeah.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Well, you're going to go to where you're at for sure.
Shaved truffle though is just have enough. Like, I like getting 1 or 2 in, having some fun with 10, 12, 15 appetizers, enjoying my clientele that enjoys it. I'd rather give you 1/3 of an ounce or 1/3 of a gram or 1/3 of whatever, just based on, and have that 25 add, 70 add, 100 add. And I love that you said 50 because that tells me that I'm not far from the truth between here and Charlotte. You're right in the middle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to know in between. There's dollars and cents for real estate.
But you're also talking about an egg roll. You're not talking about a bowl of risotto.
Yeah.
Or a pasta dish or a cacio e pepe di truffle or something like this.
Yep.
That now we're talking 75, 80.
Take care.
It's a matter of what you're doing with that truffle. Now, here's the thing: when you come to my place for truffle, you should, because you're going to pay $70 for the truffle on the pasta.
Yeah.
But I don't stop until it looks right.
Make it right.
I need that. I need a little bit more. So everybody, I always lose on truffle season. I have a pound of truffle coming in today. My sous chef is going to pick it up, and we have a wine dinner coming up on Tuesday when I get back from this trip. We're doing a beautiful plum jack cade wine dinner, and I have truffles to infuse with some Italian-inspired California cab combos, right?
Love it.
So I have truffle coming, $2,700 a pound right now. Okay, so people don't understand. Seems like a lot of truffle, but not when you're trying to make $2,700 back. You know what I'm saying? We're not cutting it like cheap Coke in the street or anything like that. We're fucking talking about straight raw truffle. That's fish scale shit, right? So it's crazy how I don't make money off truffle, dude. I just want to give it to the people so they can enjoy it, and I just want to cover my nut.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
To try and make
treat your staff, how to use them.
Exactly.
Employ them, to understand that it's a luxury ingredient, and then those members of your clientele that love it.
We purvey for that.
Any of that I'm not looking. I'm just looking to make the money back, and that's it. There's
Right.
no profit when it comes to those items. Just for you, everybody at home to understand, like, our margins are so thin. When you bring in a luxury item like that, and you push a wine dinner, and you meet that beautiful plum jack and cade, some of the best. When you have that regional California winery coming in, Go check him out in Virginia this Tuesday night. To have an ingredient like that and to pair it nicely for the $2,700 or whatever you've spent, it's just a nice thing that like separates us from the fucking chains. You can't go have truffle at fucking Olive Garden. You can't go have truffle at Mama Natelli's. You can't have you have fucking truffle at Tony's.
Profit margins on this: truffle, really good lamb, lobster,
crab,
caviar, colossal crab.
0.
No margins. So if it's on our menu, we're only doing it as a luxury to you. We're doing it to show out a little bit. We're doing it because we enjoy the ingredient. We want to work with them. But we're actually covering a nut to bring you back in the door so you can trust the fact that we're always going to go the distance for you. There is no profit on this. If there's a $88 bone-in ribeye on the menu, there's no margin there. Yes, there's margin in pasta. Yes, there's stuff there. But it's still
it's showcase items, center of the plate items. And people communally like to order an entree or an entree and a half per 3 people and then get a ribeye or get a bone-in 28 ounce or get a T-bone and have it sliced for the table. We promote that kind of dining. We want shareables. We want people my best impression of you to come into my restaurant is kind of let me have it. I'll give you what I think you should have, whether it's a starter or some pasta, some antipasti, some secondi, whatever we're doing. Meat for the table, shareables. Not everybody has to have a big tomahawk chopper,
sure.
Black Hawk chop, but a couple for the table, party of 10. I like to throw 1 or 2 out and just, you can have a little, you can have a lot. That's how we eat. That's how our friends in our circles eat. I just love the whole aspect of it too. Just eating together and enjoying the cuts of stuff, the truffles, the beef, the lamb, the oysters, the shrimp, the crab. If I didn't have that, I'd be real handcuffed in this world because I love everything.
Now, speaking about what you love, your meal, we'll do a couple things here for fun, bro. Let's check it out. So, your meal, comfort, cold, Cleveland day. You're coming into December, end of November. Fuck Thanksgiving. I'm not talking about that. That's comfort in itself.
Chicken. City chicken's like a staple Cleveland. Barberton is a South Akron, down south 77 Barberton chicken. Though it's got a little bit of a different breading to it. It's like not your standard breading.
So is it fried?
It's fried, but it's only pan fried. It's flattened, so it's spatchcocked or boned out.
Okay.
And then what she does is she, cream and mushroom soup, really nice cheese. It's got to be a Grand Cru Swiss. My wife does this. She dips her toe in and out of the things I love, but also keeps rooted to her recipes that her mother's a fantastic cook.
What's her nationality? Where's she from?
Russian, English.
Okay, so you got that. Yeah, good. See, right, saying that right there.
I'm Italian and Irish, and we eat. And my wife's a fantastic cook, but this city chicken is... it just has everything you want about it, layers of flavor. The Swiss interacts with the mushrooms, and the chicken's got a bite and crispiness to it. It's almost like katsu, but it's Barberton style, and she's Russian, and she's awesome.
That's awesome. That's great, dude.
We sip Slivovitz.
Just the fact you're talking about it, I love it because I can tell there's a lot going on there. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of emotion.
Truffles and steak. When you and I are breaking bread outside of our place, you and I are eating low-key, low-brow, hanging out.
Absolutely.
Ain't no agenda. We want to have fun.
But people don't realize that about chefs. Let me tell you something. When there's 2 things you ask a chef, where do you go to eat? And here's the biggest thing I get all the time. I don't want to cook for you because why? You can make hamburger helper. You can make pork chops with shake and bake. And because I didn't cook it and you did, I fucking love it. I'm telling you, I love it.
I'm in no shake and bake. I don't love. I'm in no shake and bake. I don't love.
I'm not, bro. Uncle Ben's rice-a-roni. I don't give a fuck, man. Because we eat and we produce this shit so much. It's almost like the shoemaker has the worst shoes type of thing. Chefs don't have time to go home and make gourmet meals. People like Thanksgiving, I'm coming to your house. No, I want to go to your house, dude. The stovetop stuffing. Right? Just
extra stuffing.
Yeah, I don't want the damn look, man. Martha Stewart, I would love to have her Thanksgiving. I guarantee it's amazing. But I would also love my neighbors.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking just delicious. I want the cranberry sauce out the can too.
Yep.
These are things that that they're just so there,
100%, and I agree with you 1,000% about what we truly want. We want to be together with our family. We want to watch a little football. We want to doze off a little bit. By all means, anything goes.
I think one more, and I'm good for the day.
I'm good for the day. I got to work a little bit on that.
I'm going to work on eating something.
I love the traditional Thanksgiving. I also agree with you. I love not being there for it. To be
favorite Italian dish?
Cacio e pepe in a wheel.
Killed it. Yep.
I mean, I got memorable dishes all over the world. Italy, though, on Portofino on the water. My wife and I had a cacio e pepe. Forget it. Just certain things about Italy. I'm a half Italian, half Irish, so it really gives me an opportunity to study Italy because Irish food fucking sucks.
When you come down to my spot, which you will,
I'm soon.
I'm going to make you a cacio e pepe.
So the beauty of that is it's 77 north and south. That's all I take to get down to Charlotte. I'm taking a left or a right, whether I'm coming or going. I'm coming to you because I want to celebrate, your successes, your dishes, your team, the city and the community. It's so much more than just being an active member of the community and a restaurateur. I see the shock wave of events that you bring and do. Tuesday night wine dinner, plum jack. Kate, if I was there, that's what I would want to do on a Tuesday night.
Of course.
We need and have things to do and develop things to do on off nights because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We love to do it. Nothing's better. Saturdays are cool. Fridays are cool. Thursdays are cool. Tuesdays.
I love it.
I love you.
I love you, bro. So listen, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring. Keep bringing in them young chef apprentices, hopefuls. Keep driving forward. Keep doing the benefits. Keep supporting your local 81. All that shit, man.
Always.
And just keep being the fuck you.
Can I talk upon that for a second? I mean, there's nothing but
I
support.
sure. I mean, absolutely.
There's nothing but love and support for 81. There's nothing I wouldn't do for. I got 4 clubs all around me that have always been loyal and loving to me. The beauty of brotherhood is you guys come together and there's a genuine consensus for love, and that's just what I love about you guys. Proud to be a friend and a support.
Oh yeah, man. We're proud to have you, man. And that's how I got to know you outside the chef world. So I knew you as a chef, but I didn't have the opportunity to actually intervene, right? I didn't socialize with you because of it. So it brought us together. So many things about the club. There's so many facets of it. We have everything between chefs, businessmen, all kinds of stuff, man. And it's just a great fucking thing. But it allows me to be who I am, and it held me accountable to being a fucking accountable person, really. You know what I mean? Without that, I was a damn rogue. My chef life probably wouldn't be where it was without it because I had nothing to friggin' settle me down. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, Chef, I appreciate your time, bro. We can sit here and chop it up all day long. Do you have any questions for me?
Good to go, brother.
Good to go, man.
A full hour.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna get something to eat now at this fucking lovely place. Come to Cleveland. Come to Fahrenheit. Check it out while you're in town. If you're coming to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, coming to the Browns, coming to the Cavs, whatever it is you're doing, and hang out a little bit at the bar and see what kind of ruckus I can get into. Ruckus. In a good way. But come to Cleveland. Check out Chef Rocco. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening.